Good afternoon and welcome to the 330 Sports Show. My name is Justin Coffin. Today is Thursday, May 18th, 2023. We are live down at Youngstown Studio. I'm going to be joined by Joe Danier in the first half of the show. Second half of the show, we're going to feature a guest, Karen McCallum from Boardman Park. She's going to talk all things Boardman Park related, all sorts of different activities, things going on this spring and summer. A lot of really cool stuff. If you've whether you're from Boardman or the surrounding communities, it's a great place to go check out. So Boardman Park, we're going to talk about that local gem we have right here in our community. With Mill Creek Park, Boardman Park, whatever it might be, there's a lot of really cool things to do to get outside, have fun, family friendly. So we'll talk about that with Karen here in just a little bit. To start off, I would like to tell you what's going to be on the front part of the show here. We are going to talk about we're going to get into the Youngstown Phantoms a little bit. We're going to talk about the NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs. You got the PGA Championship going on. We got the Browns schedule release, a bunch of different stuff. Guardians are actually playing right now. At last check, it was 1-1, but I'm kind of boycotting them until they actually start hitting the ball with talking on the show. But you can keep up to date with that game. It is 1-1 against the White Sox as of now. So let's talk about our neighbors right down the street. We don't talk a whole lot of hockey on this show. However, this is well worth talking about. The Youngstown Phantoms are in, I believe it's called the Clark Cup Championship versus Fargo. They've already won the first two games of the series in Fargo, North Dakota, I believe. Fargo, North Dakota. So they're in. They've won those two games. They're coming back to Youngstown. They're back already, but the next game is tomorrow night, Friday. So that game has been sold out, which is awesome to hear. So the Youngstown Phantoms, I know some of our friends from Youngstown Pizza Reviews, MLO Bros, will be down there. So if you don't have a ticket, I'm sure there's ways of going about getting some on the secondary market, but really cool time to be down here and our neighbors at the Cavelli Center. By the way, I also saw the Cavelli Center sign some sort of agreement where they're going to actually have some sort of sports book in the Cavelli Center. So we might be making a few more field trips down there. It might just be kind of fun.
For those joining us, Justin has a gambling addiction.
1-800-GAMBLER.net or whatever it is. No, I will say, okay, last night, do you know what hedging is? You know what hedging your bet is, okay? I have a few friends, and I was asking them about what I should do on this certain topic with betting. So I had a 5-leg parlay going, and I hit the first 4 legs. So it was like a $25 bet I put down. And the last leg was the Celtics to win last night. As you know, the Celtics lost last night. Celtics were 9.5-point favorites. So I probably should have thrown a little bit of money. I think I would have paid out about $200. But I was just like, let it ride, let it ride. So ended up opportunity cost, I guess you could say, minus 200. But if I would have hedged about 25, would have guaranteed myself a little bit of money. So if you're in Vegas and, you have the opportunity to hedge, and I think each case is a little different and, depending on how much you want to win or how much you're willing to lose, each case is a little different. But I did not hedge my bet, and I probably should have last night. But
yeah, when you start doing those straddle bets, though, it's like work. Like you have to. It's not fun. It's not gambling anymore. I mean, you're playing the best statistical odds, and that's a lot of math.
The first 4 legs of my parlay were Tuesday night, and I hit all 4. And then the 5th one was last night. So I did have time to think about it. And, it was a all in all $25. If I lose that, not a huge deal. But like I said, opportunity cost of making a couple $100, it is what it is. So you win some, you lose some. It's the nature of gambling. The cardinal rule of gambling is, do you know? Don't expect to make money. Do it for entertainment purposes only. Don't gamble more than you can afford to lose. So there's my PSA for everyone out there.
Yes,
so yeah.
The addicted to gambling guy says, "Here's the little asterisk."
Don't put that out there. It's a
I'm
hobby. I am in no way addicted to gambling.
We're not allowed to ball bust all of a sudden.
No.
I mean,
well, I guess they say what
sensitive.
the first rule of fixing a problem is admitting you have one, right? No.
Yeah, denial is like the second phase.
Yeah, probably. So I'm in that phase right now. Okay, moving on to the NHL playoffs. So, and by the way, good luck to our Youngstown Phantoms. They can close it out tomorrow night. So, yeah, and Austin, I'll jump in on Zunino here in a minute, but interesting stat about the Cleveland Guardians catchers. But the Western and Eastern Conference Finals of the Stanley Cup are going on. Dallas and Las Vegas. That starts, I believe, tonight. And the other one, the Eastern Conference Series, which is Florida and Carolina, that is the following night. So,
speaking of Austin, he is killing it, man.
He's doing a good job. Stuff. Austin's a real go-getter. He is. I think he was on the news this morning. I saw. But yeah, he's a go-getter, and I give him a lot of credit because I don't know how he formulates his team and all that, but they are out at a lot of local sporting events, not just locally, but all over, like up to Ashtabula and Columbiana, and just all over the place. So that's a lot of work getting around all these different places.
He integrates himself in, so he's always there on site, ready to roll.
No doubt. That's
admirable.
Yeah, and credit to Austin. He does a good job covering, especially a lot of the local signings and things like that. So, also Mike Zunino, the Cleveland Guardians catchers are
is that a full dollar in there? I think that's 50 cents.
Are a combined 0 for 40 in the month of May thus far. So pretty done. So I think we may have our guest. Yes, we do. So we have our guests here. So she's going to join us here in a minute, and we will have her jump on. But also going on real quick in the sports world, PGA Championship this weekend in Oak Hill, which is in Rochester, New York. Bob Stoops, local Youngstown legend, brought home an XFL title this weekend, former champion of the Oklahoma Sooners. In the NBA playoffs, you have the same 4 teams from the 2020 bubble year are in the Final Four, and you got Denver up 1-0, Miami with a big win last night. They are the first 8 seed to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals since 1999. Cool fact about LeBron here going on, and don't worry, I'm going to get to you in 1 minute. So, but LeBron, this is a really cool picture. 19 years apart. Darvin Ham, who is the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, is now the, former player against LeBron James. So that's pretty cool to see there. So pretty awesome stuff. We also have the San Antonio Spurs, which won the NBA draft lottery the other night. Victor Wembanyama, if you're not familiar with this guy, 7'5", can handle it like a guard, can shoot it like a small forward, and just amazing stuff there. NBC, real quick, I'm going to talk to Joe about this on a future show, but NBC and Peacock have agreed for one playoff game to air on Peacock this coming year for $110 million. 110 for one game. So you got to sell a lot of subscriptions to Peacock to get that. And we will talk about the new Browns logo here in a little while. But before we do that, I am bringing on our guests. We have Karen McCallum down here from Boardman Park.
Hello.
How are you, Karen?
Oh, I am too blessed to be stressed.
Awesome. I love it.
I'm ready to go.
I was telling Joe beforehand, Karen brings the energy like all the time.
I am. I'm the Energizer Bunny.
I love it.
Keep on going.
I love it. It's awesome. And I actually, on my way down here, I was on the struggle bus a little bit. Yeah. So I stopped and got a nice coffee to hopefully match your level.
I know.
Yeah. I had to climb that ladder to get to your level.
That's rough.
So welcome.
Thank you. This is so wonderful. I love this studio.
it's
This is so cool. I'm trying to follow along with all the sports stuff that you're talking about. So it's really unique and cool. I think my son would love all this that you're talking about.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit of sports, but we're
Absolutely.
going to mostly talk and focus on Boardman Park, and which also, there's a lot of stuff going on there, sports and non-sports related. But we're going to talk about some of those events. And at the end of our interview, I didn't prep you for this, but we have a Boardman trivia best out of 10. We'll see how you do on that.
Oh,
so
dun, dun,
some
dun.
easy, some tough.
Okay.
So we'll throw
Give
those
it.
at you.
Bring
And
it on.
and you brought Kelsey down
I
here,
did.
who can be your
She can
phone
help
a
me out
friend.
here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So where do you want to start? Boardman Park is kind of under new management. You guys have been doing some changes.
Little transition.
So tell us about
that. Back in November, longtime executive director Dan Slagle, who had been at the park. He had worked for 50 years, serving Boardman Township Park. And so we have big shoes to fill. And the board decided, instead of, hiring someone in, they looked at the staff that we had and said, okay, how can we propel us forward? And they brought up Gabe Manginelli. He is the superintendent. He was the ground supervisor, and he is our superintendent. So he is handling all the day-to-day actions of the park. He's our lead. Angela Davis is our clerk. I like to call her our countess of the park. She is handling all the financials, all the numbers. She is wonderful. She was our office manager, so she's still doing that, but pivoting and doing the clerk. And then I am the recreation and engagement director. So I still will be doing all the recreation activities, but I also get to do much more of the engagement. What is driving people to Boardman Park? So whether that be volunteers, whether that just be occasional visitors, so the marketing, the PR, the media relations, so that's going to be in what I'll be doing as well. So the three of us, those are the shoes that we are filling. The three of us are within our wheelhouse, and already just Gabe has done a fantastic job. We know we've got a lot to propel us forward, and we're looking forward to this summer of the events, the activities, the programs, and the synergy. Synergy is the energy that you just find at Boardman Park. Some of my favorite things is once the weather is broken and you see people out at the park, you see people eating their lunches there and taking their walks. You see people in the evenings walking their dogs, enjoying just hanging out with the family. You see you see the different Little League practice groups. The dads bring their daughters out and practicing softball on the softball fields. That is the synergy, and that's what we're in the heart of Boardman, and I love to see the community just embracing Boardman Park.
No doubt. And, Boardman's a pretty large community, but there's a lot of other surrounding communities that those people use that park as well. And I don't know if a lot of people, we always hear Mill Creek Park. And, it's like, if you're from Poland, like every town has some sort of park, but Boardman really has a special park.
It is, the tagline is it's the green oasis, and an oasis is a green hideaway. And when you really think about it, it's, a hideaway is whatever's special to you. So when you're inside Boardman Park, you kind of forget that 224 is right there.
Yeah.
The mall is right there. Target is right there. You are in this hideaway, and whether it's you're coming out and enjoying the programs, the events, or like I said, just coming and enjoying sitting on a bench
Yeah.
and watching the birds.
Mhm.
We have such a wonderful group of disc golfers that come out and enjoy our 18-hole golf course.
Is it called frolf? Is that the correct term?
I do not know.
Because I thought it was
have not-
frisbee golf, but like, and they combined it. I don't know if that's the
That would
correct
be
terminology.
really cool.
So
I would
maybe,
love to know
maybe.
that. I
I
will
don't know.
reach out to my disc golf guy and say, is this a
Okay.
thing?
Okay.
But we have a there's always people playing on that course.
Mhm.
So it's just like you said, it's not just for Boardman Township. We have everyone that enjoys coming. I literally just spoke to a gentleman who was had his granddaughter at Tottstown, and they're up from Columbiana. He's
Mhm.
like, it's something different. We have some of the unique playgrounds
Mhm.
in the area, so it really does. It's an oasis for whatever you choose it to be.
Mhm. And I just think of the times I've been there, like, you know, I'm gonna date myself here, but like going back, I played Little League baseball there before
I
the
did
Field of
too.
Dreams.
I do too.
You know, I've gone to so many graduation parties, picnics, you know, I've hiked in those trails back there
Yeah.
and going through the woods. I have not done the frisbee golf, but that like sounds like something that might be fun.
I think it would be something right up your alley.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that's what's so cool and unique about that sport. It's free.
Mhm.
You go buy your own disc
Mhm.
and you can get a starter kit for 10, $20
Yeah.
and try it. And that's why I even tried to
And when you
explain-
say starter kit, you mean a frisbee.
yeah, that's the trademark thing.
Okay. Okay.
But they have trust me, there's all different kinds of disc and
Okay.
all different
Oh, yeah.
colors and weights and
It's like golf clubs. Everyone has their specific
yes,
go-to.
and trust me, the hardcore disc golf guys, they have bags of discs.
Okay.
So they're all in it, and that's wonderful.
Mhm.
I personally have like two.
Mhm.
So when we go and we'll play, it's a free course. So if you do a
Yeah.
couple holes, there you go.
Yeah.
That's it's really beautiful and wonderful about that activity. And I try, letting senior citizens know, like, you don't have to carry a whole thing of clubs. Do two
Mhm.
holes and you've got some walking in. You've
Mhm.
got some activity. So like we have the tennis courts. We do just have two pickleball courts. We do have two small
Pickleball is becoming like the new
Huge.
wave now. It's huge.
And maybe one day when we win the lotto, we'll have tons.
Two's a good. I mean,
it's a
hey,
good starter.
I can't think of anywhere. Like, I don't know where else you would go to play. So, I mean, hey, you got a
We're
local hub
starting.
right there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the sand volleyball courts, the bocce.
Mhm.
Bocce will be open up in a couple weeks after we get over a couple events that we have
Yeah.
going on at the park. So, lots of activity.
That's
Lots-
awesome.
and it's something a little bit for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
a great community center. I think of even a few weeks back around Easter. I took my daughter and you
Mhm.
guys had the Easter bunny and like
Yes.
all sorts of games and crafts for kids to
Yes.
do. And like stuff like that is what
Yeah.
engages the public as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
that's my role. I've now been at the park for 20 years.
Okay.
I got hired in as recreation director, and that was always that everyone's like, what is a
Mhm.
recreation director? So I am. So it has been fun to kind of watch and see that transition of
Mhm.
activities and programs. Some that we've had for 20 years, like our Adventure Day Camp,
Mhm.
and some that we've transitioned and doing different things with as well. And kind of going back to like our new management, Gabe has been there 22 years. I've been there 20, and Angela's been there 12.
Okay.
We have a lot of staff that have been at the park. We're a small but mighty crew.
Mhm.
So the park is actually set up. There's only 69 acres of recreational. The rest of the 240 acres are natural habitat.
Okay.
So what you see when you come in, that's just a small piece of the pie. That we use as recreational for programs and events and activities. So we're doing mighty things with our space that we have.
Yeah, no doubt. So you had sent me some slides and stuff like that of some things that are coming out. So why don't we go like one by one of each event, and then we can touch on different things throughout there. So let's start with your baby bargain boutique sale. I have it on my screen.
Okay.
So there we go.
There you go. So baby bargain boutique, that is this Saturday, May 20th. This is an annual event. We usually do one in the spring, one in the fall, rain or shine. And I know the weather is not sounding the best, but rain or shine, we have about 115 moms vendors that are selling. So it's like 115 mini garage sales. Selling baby items, and not just baby items, kid items. It's kids items, extra large and below. So clothes, toys, furniture, shoes, anything you can name it. The event is free admission. We ask for a canned good, and that canned good goes back to Boardman schools at the Lions Club food pantry inside the center, Center Middle School. And so free admission. And then at the end of the event, we do collect donations of anything that people are not wanting to sell. And we have a couple charities that come out and collect the donations. So it really is such a wonderful, like, community helping community event. And for the moms that are selling, they do have to rent the space, and that money goes back to our free events that we put on throughout the summer, our music in the parks and our family nights in the parks, that we offer free programs for the community. So that way it keeps on cycling through.
No doubt. Yeah. And you're doing a good thing and creating more good out of that. And for anyone that has little ones, that stuff's expensive.
It is.
And so this is a great chance you get a good deal.
Yes.
Or maybe like find a person or a business that might be, you might.
Well, I always say it. I say it's mom to mom, but it's mom to grandma, aunt, uncle, whoever. For years it was awesome to be able to like purchase things that I could send to my mom's house, because I would always have things, but she didn't have stuff at her house. So, then you're like, okay, I'll buy that there. And so those are, it's a really just a nice program for the community. It's moms helping out other moms. So it's a win-win.
Yes.
It's a win-win.
People helping people.
That's right. That's right.
I love it. So that's this Saturday. What
8
time?
8 to 1.
8 to 1. Okay. So get there, bring a canned good that goes right back to Center Intermediate, and helps out kids that might be struggling there as well.
Absolutely.
So, phenomenal. Let's talk about the next thing. So that is your Adventure Day Camp.
Adventure Day Camp. This is our 20th anniversary for Adventure Day Camp. And
your 20th year as well. So you started this up?
I started this. I started this venture of this adventure where the camp is set up so that the kids go to 5 subjects every day. So from teaching that kids are creatures of habit.
Yes.
They thrive on routine, and now we're organized chaos. We have it where the kids go to 5 subjects every day, and they follow a pattern, a schedule. So normally we have science, sports, arts and crafts, creative arts, and team building. So in creative arts, they might learn a dance. We have like Tango Tuesdays where they learn some kind of dance moves, or listen to different kinds of music, or they might have language arts time where they're writing things. Arts and crafts, that's the fun, campy stuff that they'll do. And then science, I mean, we're at a park. It's
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
They get to go take a hike. One of the campers' favorite things is the fact that they get to go down to the creek
Mm-hmm.
and roll up their pants and go into the creek
Mm-hmm.
and like just be a kid.
Yes.
And get to explore. So we usually do that a couple of times where they get to explore. And sports, we're at the park. They get to do so many fun things. And so the campers are outside, they're engaged. And it really is a wonderful experience for them. So if you are a parent looking for something for your school age children, now they have to finish kindergarten.
Okay.
So you can go onto our website, boardmanparkcamp.com. And then when you're ready to register, it'll redirect you to Sports Connect. It's our hub that hosts our camp website or registrations. So the base is $125 for a week. That's Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
That is a huge bargain. Huge bargain.
It's a nice, and we do right now have many different discounts if you sign up for multiple weeks, if you have multiple kids, so different opportunities. And we have wonderful partners that Project Making Kids Count, Boardman Community Foundation, and by Gamma Chapter, who have all helped us to have a scholarship fund. So we do have some scholarships available. So if you are interested in that, you would just contact me and I can email you the information.
That's awesome. So, especially I feel like today too, and again, I'm going to go back to our childhood too. We didn't have tablets. We didn't have any of that stuff. So we were outside doing stuff. I feel like kids now, and I feel, this is when I walked barefoot both ways uphill. But literally just getting outside, getting your hands dirty, just having some fun. And if you look into the schools now, STEM or STEAM learning is a huge integrated thing. And you're literally getting this at the park while having fun, socializing, all that stuff.
Yeah. And that's one of the transitions that we did as a STEAM section as well. So literally, one of the best things is one of the days of the week, we bring out Legos and the kids love Legos, even the ones that have outgrown them.
I don't think I would play with Legos now.
I know it is the silly and they love it, and it's those simple things that we take for granted.
Exactly.
So that also, if I can make a plug, if anyone has Legos that they want to donate to the park, I will happily accept Legos.
Okay.
So those are just fun things that the campers love. And we've done it where we've done math games with them where once again they don't realize they're learning. And they're doing fun relay races and doing different things with math. And so I have some of the best staff that have been with me for years. So they get the concept.
That's great.
We're there. I really do. I have the best job. I get to be a part of people's good memories. So I'm very passionate about the camp and what we stand for.
And I can speak from experience. You're wonderful with the kids. I know your staff is great with the kids. And there, being a former teacher myself, knowing a lot of times kids have that summer drop off. They're out of school. It's they don't open a book. They don't, go outside. They're not doing this and that. This is a great way to keep them engaged and learning. And then they're ready to hit the ground running when the 2023 school year hits too.
Yeah. So. It's not like shocker. Yeah. It keeps them engaged. Now we don't have any pools. But we do offer water days, which are, I want to say, our school way of water balloon toss and water gun fights and that kind of stuff, what we did as kids. So it's kind of like a throwback kind of day that we usually do with the campers. And we keep them right at the park. So we don't do any field trips,
Yeah.
Which there's wonderful camps that do that. That's why it's a beautiful thing here in this area. We have so many wonderful groups and organizations that people do have
Sure.
ability to choose
Yeah.
what works best for them and their family.
Yeah. But biasly speaking, Boardman Park does have the best camp of them all. So,
I guess
just saying.
I'll toot my own horn. Toot, toot.
So let's go to now the Memorial Day parade and celebration.
Yeah, so
that
that is with the Kiwanis group puts that on, and Mark Luke is fantastic, great guy. He helps organize to make this whole event happen. So the parade starts at Center Intermediate School and goes down Market Street, down 224, and ends up at Boardman Park.
Okay.
And if you have not had an opportunity to be a part of that ceremony that they do, it's a wonderful tribute and a wonderful way to really embrace the reason for Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Is to honor our veterans.
No doubt.
So it really humbles you. Is that a word? Humbles you.
Yeah, we can make it a word.
I'll make it a Karenism. So it really does help you just to embrace the day and the reason. That's not just about barbecues or opening up the pool. It has meaning. So the cool thing about it this year, though, that I want to kind of is they will be having a Black Hawk helicopter landing at the park for the ceremony.
That's awesome.
So that should be really kind of cool. They'll be doing a flyover and then landing at the park.
And right there, if that's something you've never seen, go check that out. For that
I
alone.
know. How cool. Boardman Band will be playing. So once again, another wonderful community event.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I'm literally looking at this in May 29th and I'm like, oh, it's May 18th. That's 11 days away. That's insane. Because it felt like we had a really nice, what was it, February?
Yes.
And then March got cold and wet. And then April just flew by and now it's May 18th. So this is coming fast.
Yes. Yeah. Summer is knocking at the door. It's here.
And I know Kelsey's over there school is wrapping up soon.
I know. How many
and
more
summer.
days?
But that's awesome. So is there a run that's associated with this?
Yes.
Okay.
The fun run. I believe they start at Second Soul.
Yes.
And then they run down.
Because we had a former guest, another former student of mine, David Del Torio, I know won that in the past. So so I thought I'd plug that as well. So
yes,
I mean,
you're the sports guy.
Well, it's all encompassing, and within Boardman, which is an awesome community.
Yes.
Let me go back to my second grade grammar, but a great place, and there's a lot going on. So anyone that's there's nothing to do. It's there is so much to do. You just got to look for it a little bit.
Absolutely, and that's why I always tell my junior in high school when she's looking at college.
My former second grade student, by the way, I will always remember her for that.
I always say, if you can go away to school, that way you then appreciate where you come from. I've always said this is a wonderful place to raise your family. This is just a wonderful community and a wonderful place to raise a family. So
where'd you go to school?
I went to Mooney.
No, where'd you go to college? Did you go to college?
I went to Bowling Green.
Bowling Green. So you went away.
I did.
Yeah. So that's a good 200-mile drive.
At BG.
Okay.
So
but you went away. You came back and appreciated it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's very good too. Right up in your the Falcons. Right up in your history or science, and park and recreation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because
BG has a great I don't even know agriculture and they have a good park community and everything there too.
I got my recreation degree from BG.
Yeah.
So
very nice.
Yeah. So brought that to this area.
Very nice.
So
well, you're doing a great job
Thank
keep it up. Let's talk about the next one, the music in the park, which I have a special place for because my grandfather, who's now passed away, but he used to he would do the sound and stuff for this. So I always Like I would go, I remember going there as a little kid and him setting up speakers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So this is a program that's been going on for a long, long time.
A long time. You know, I believe it started off in the gazebo, and then once the MOG was built, it transitioned over there. We are super excited. June 8th. For a lot of people, can't come soon enough.
Yeah, right.
Because that, like, it feels like summer once you get the music in the park. Thursday nights at Boardman Park, 7:00. June 8th will start us off, and that is going to be the Boardman High School, their pop rock band.
Okay.
The 2K23.
Okay.
It is their pop rock band that's going to get us started. Normally they do a end of summer or end of school year family concert, and I talked to Mr. Rogeri and I said, let's just work together.
Talk about
this.
a guy that loves music too. I mean,
and
he
loves the community.
Yeah, he's a good guy too.
Good guy. So yeah, they're gonna get us started with their music in the park, and you can see with our schedule, we are really trying to have a diversity of different kinds of music, from jazz band to country. Polka, you gotta have a polka in there. So lots of different music every Thursday night. It's free. I always say to people, if you can go, we have food all around 224. Pick something up, come on out, get a blanket, sit and listen to the music.
No
doubt. We have so many people that use the picnic tables and eat at the Osage Orange tree line, and just enjoy the music. And that's what it's about. And so that will start, and that will go through August 17th.
And dueling pianos.
I know.
That's fun.
It is so fun. It really is so fun.
That's really cool.
So they're free.
Okay.
It's free. And that's also, like, in, once again, our area. We're not the only ones that do this. So there's other parks.
Sure.
There's always something to do. Always something to do. We love to have you at Boardman Park, but there's always something to do.
No doubt. So I have put that schedule out on the 330 page. So make sure to check that out. But is that probably also on Boardman Park's
Boardman Park
website?
Yeah.
So
we have that on our website.
So check that out, and we have all the bands listed, all the dates listed. So a great thing.
And you'll see, like, there's some. Most of them are on Thursday nights. We will have. There's a military band coming in on a Wednesday night. We have other bands that might play on a Sunday, but we'll make mention of that. So other opportunities.
Okay.
And of course, like, mark down. There are 2 dates. If you mark down anything, July 8th will be our Independence Day celebration.
Okay.
And that one will have fireworks. And then September 9th will be our Boardman Community Day.
Okay.
That one will also have band performance and fireworks at that
Awesome.
one too. So 2 opportunities.
Very
fireworks.
Cool. Yeah. And get out. And I see on the note, like, there is some minimal seating, but make sure you bring a lawn chair, right? Or a blanket.
Yes.
Just for seating and comfort and all that stuff. But it's a really great place to check out music, fireworks. Like you said, bring some food, hang out, whether you're by yourself or with your family. So whatever.
Yeah. And those nights we usually do have a whole bunch of, like, disc golfers, because they like to go play and listen to music.
Absolutely.
So if you ever want to try that, make that a thing.
Okay.
So,
all right. Very cool. All right. I'm going to have you tell us a little bit more about Boardman Park in just a minute.
Okay.
But since you're from Boardman, I know Kelsey's a Boardman student.
Kelsey,
even though you're a Mooney student or former Mooney grad, that's okay. We're in the city of Youngstown. So
I know. It's so funny. It's that SVC.
I know.
SVC that we're always pitted against one another. So we have this. Where are you from?
Oh yeah. I didn't have a very great record as a varsity head coach, but I was 2-0 against Mooney, which I am proud of. I can always keep that in my back pocket.
You got that.
But all right. So I'm going to give you 10 trivia questions.
Okay.
Some sports related, most
All right.
are not. That all deal some way with Boardman.
Okay.
Okay. There's going to be some really like just softball easy questions in there, but there's also going to be
Okay.
some really tough ones you might have to think
Kelsey,
about.
you ready? Help
So
me
you
out
got your
here.
phone a friend over
Okay.
here. We're going to go best out of 10.
All right.
All right. What is the Boardman mascot?
Oh, it's Spartan.
Okay, Spartans. So
Sparty.
1 for 1. Finish this sentence.
Okay.
Boardman, a nice place
To call home.
2 for 2. Those are softballs.
Those are my softballs.
No, I mean, those were softballs. They'll
Okay,
progressively get harder.
Okay.
This former Cleveland Browns quarterback played and graduated from Boardman.
Kosar.
Very good. And you do not have to answer in the form of a question. Who
Okay.
is Kosar?
Who is Bernie Kosar?
You are-
I think his uncle or aunt lives at the end of my street.
She used to own like a vacuum or a sweeper store. I don't know. But
So, yeah.
anyway, okay. All right.
We're-
3 for 3.
Yeah.
3 for 3. All right.
Bring it.
Now there are only 6 schools left in Boardman. Can you
Okay.
name all 6 of them?
Yeah. It's Robinwood Stadium. Market Street's
Oh,
the one that got taken down. So
Okay.
sorry. Okay. Let me go and West Boulevard.
West Boulevard, of course,
Boulevard.
the best of the 3 elementary schools.
That's where my kids went. Center, Glenwood, and the high school.
Very good. Okay. So you are 4 for 4. All right. Now, question number 5. This real estate tycoon and businessman developed and operated the Southern Park Mall in 1970.
The Bartlow.
Very good. All right. 6 for 6.
Okay.
Oh, no. Sorry. 5 for 5.
5 for 5.
Question number 6. I have to I hope I remember this right. What year was Boardman founded? This is a tough one. I will tell you it's in the 1800s.
I can see it on the sign.
Yep.
I can see it on the sign, and that's where 1872, 1876.
1872, I believe, is when. Nope, it's not. It's well before then.
1812. No. Kelsey.
This is a tough one. She can
see it
Google.
on the
She can Google it real
sign.
quick.
Yeah. I can see it on the sign, and yet oh man, Mark Luke's gonna have my hide, Clyde.
So it was founded, and we're not going to name the person that founded it because
Elijah Boardman.
Oh well, you answered. That was question number 10, so you already answered that.
And that's where I'm like kicking myself because I know like he's the
Do you have
St.
it, Kels?
James Meeting House, and I know.
Elijah Boardman, though, is correct. That was
Yeah.
question number 10. So we'll have Kelsey when you're ready. All right. What do you think?
Oh,
Just
it's 1806.
I had 1805 on mine, but maybe that's more correct, and I was wrong.
Well,
We're gonna give you credit. We're gonna give you credit. I had 1805, but I could be wrong.
1805.
So
yeah, 1805.
but correct me if I'm wrong, anyone out there. So 1805. All right. This one could be easy, could be tough, depending on your trivia knowledge. This major national fast food restaurant chain's first location was in Boardman, built in 1964.
Sorry.
Arby's.
Arby's.
Very good. Do you
Yeah.
know Arby's stands for America's Roast Beef Youngstown? No, it actually doesn't.
What?
It actually doesn't.
Oh,
That
okay.
was an old wives' tale that I heard, and someone said no, that's not true at all.
That's
So,
not,
but
we'll go with
but
it.
yeah. So, but Arby's was the first store ever. Was in Boardman, right across the street from St. Charles. It's now
Yeah.
obviously a new location now. So, but kind of a cool little fact
Little
there.
fun fact.
All right, next one. This is probably the toughest one on here.
Okay.
As of the 2020 census, what was the approximate population of the township in number of thousands of people?
Is it? If you
If you can get it within a,
there's like I thought it was like 42, and that was like during the okay, I guess like because there's like a night population and day, like how many people?
The Boardman night people.
Well, no, like how many people work in Boardman, and then how many?
Interesting. Okay.
leave.
I think your 42,000 is probably the workers included.
Yeah, the
So-
homes and so
Okay.
let's go 42.
Okay. I had 34,000 based on the census.
Man, I was really off.
So, but that's okay. That's okay.
Slacking.
So, but if we look that up later, we'll bump up your score.
No, it's fine.
So, okay. And then finally, because you already got Elijah Boardman, this former San Diego Padre, Rookie of the Year, and San Francisco Giants National League Comeback Player of the Year grew up in Boardman. He was a pitcher. He's
Call Dad or break it. I might need to phone a friend on this one.
It was Dave Dravecki. Dave
Oh,
Dravecki. Yeah. So,
yes. Okay.
but great pitcher. Unfortunately,
Yes.
his
Yeah,
career
his
was
arm-
cut short with
Yes.
cancer, but still doing great things. I think he lives out in San Francisco now,
Okay.
but
Okay.
doing a lot of good stuff. And one of his nieces was also another former one of my students,
Okay.
Maddie, who is
Maddie
a
Dravecki,
senior,
yes.
at
Yeah.
Boardman. So
Yes.
so it's
I
all
know
it's all
the name
still
and I know
interrelated.
I've met them. Yes. Yeah.
And then going back to the Elijah Boardman, do you remember, this doesn't count, but what state was he originally from?
Connecticut.
Very good. And he was a US congressperson, which
Yeah.
I just learned today.
Yeah.
So fun
Uh,
facts. All right,
See,
we're giving you
okay.
9 out of 10. We're giving you 9 out of 10.
I redeemed myself on. Yeah.
Okay.
I redeemed myself on that, right?
Let me ask you this. Let me find this graphic real quick. Okay, so you guys have a dog park at Boardman Park.
Correct.
Obviously, a lot of people that watch this show are either Browns or Steeler fans.
Okay.
But I mostly stick to Brown stuff because
Okay.
that's what I know and that's who I like.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put this graphic up on the screen. The Browns put together, now this won't go on the helmet or anything like that, but this is going to be a secondary logo for the Cleveland Browns. Do you have a favorite out of those 5, A, B, C, or D, or
I'm
E?
torn between A and D.
Okay.
I'm torn between A and D. Yeah.
They
I
kind of
could
look
go-
like, some of them look, I mean, they're really cool and artistic.
Yes.
But some of them are like that C one. That's pretty scary.
Yeah,
I don't.
it's giving it a different image.
Yeah.
It's giving
Exactly.
it a different image.
I think my clear cut favorite is the first A.
A.
Yeah, I really
I
like
think
A.
I like it's not a friendly face, but it has like
Yeah,
a more
it's
of
cute.
a cartoony face.
I feel like that was with D. It's really cartoony. It almost has like
Yeah.
an old school look to it on
Yes.
letter D.
Yes.
But so I just thought I would throw that out there because of the dog
Mm-hmm.
park too. And how does that work? Like, do you have to have a license to go in there, or what? How does
So-
that work for people that
with
might
our
not know?
Paws Town dog park, it's really and truly a great opportunity for those that that might work during the day and looking for something get your dog out and moving, especially in
Mhm.
the winter time. That's also a great time.
Yes.
But it is a members dog park, and
Mhm.
a lot of people will go, why is it only members?
Yeah.
You have to pay a fee. It is $40 for the year.
That's,
And that so that's for a Boardman resident.
Mhm.
A non-Boardman is 65, and that is a year membership.
yeah.
And the membership, the reason why they do it is for the safety
Yes.
of the dogs that are going in there,
Mhm.
safety of the humans that are going in there,
Mhm.
so that you know that all the dogs that are in there have their shots. They're up to date on their shots, that have their rabies shots,
Mhm.
that have their dog license, that they all have, owners that have taken the proper steps to ensure everyone's safety.
Yeah.
Now, once again, it's dogs, so you can't, not all
Right.
dogs get along with everyone, but for most part, we have different dogs that you will see come in daily, and there's a husky that comes in, and you hear that husky from the back seat, and it is howling. It knows it's going to the dog park.
Oh, yeah.
And it is so excited
Mhm.
because its friends are there.
Yep.
And you find that these groups are meeting together, and not just the dogs have become friends, but the owners
Mhm.
have these friendships as well. So it really is a nice, it's not Boardman Park is not just for the humans, but it's also for the dogs as well. And if you don't want to do the dog park, we do have 4 miles of walking trails. We just ask that you keep your dog on a leash.
Yeah.
As you walk, and you'll see me walking my dogs.
And another pet peeve: clean up after your dog. People, it's like putting your shopping cart away. I have this pet peeve weekly, but put your shopping cart away, clean up after your dog. Just be nice, you know.
I'm that
Do the
person
decent
that
thing.
does the shopping cart. I'll go really, really fast and hop on it as I'm taking it back to the.
I could 100% picture that right now. You doing that?
That is me. Yes. But yes, clean up after your dog. But enjoy.
I'm saying it. You don't have to be
okay.
the bad guy. I will say it. Clean up after your animals. So, and clean up after everything. You know, you got a bag of food, throw it away too.
You know what? That's where I had to say Boardman Park. I know it's tooting our own horn, but we really do find that the people that come out to the park really love and embrace, and they pick up their trash, their litter, because you have this ownership that it's our park.
Exactly.
It's the community's park, and we have a small but mighty crew, and people really do love Boardman Park.
So. Do you ever hear the saying, "This is why we can't have nice things"? Like when someone says that, but this is why we can have nice things, because everyone does their part. And in Boardman Park, again, if you haven't been there and you're a resident of Boardman, nothing should be stopping you. Get there. You know, if you have kids, take your kids. There's so much fun to do, so much fun things to do.
Absolutely.
And so many awesome activities that you've already touched on.
And wonderful place to have parties, like your graduation parties, your showers, your birthday parties, your reunions. We didn't even touch on that's also a different aspect of Boardman Park as well. And we are seeing lots of people use the park. And
so you guys have the pavilions, but is it the Larisha?
So we have 4 indoor meeting rooms that go in size from 40, 72, 112, and 120.
Wow.
So all different sizes.
I've walked through probably like 50 graduation parties there, at least, probably, from my high school experience to like, students or whatever, but it's an awesome place.
It really is.
And again, it's most of those kids have been Boardman kids, but there's other, residents that have,
we have quite a few outside the community, and that's the beauty is that Boardman Park,
and that should be taken as a compliment, because it is a centrally located awesome place to host an event, and everyone knows where it's at. It's literally right in the center of Boardman. So
right there, right off 224.
No doubt.
A lot of weddings that people have.
We didn't even talk about the church.
I know.
Is it St. James? Okay.
St. James House, our oldest
give us
building
a little
in Boardman.
Give us a little like rundown, because that building wasn't originally there. It was like by the mall.
By the mall, like over by Men's Warehouse.
Okay.
In that area, that corner. And back in 1976, there was a committee headed up by Thomas C. Masters, who petitioned the state and got it so that they could move the church to
There's
the park.
A cool video out there somewhere on YouTube or something of that church actually being moved.
Really, I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
I've seen lots of pictures, and that it's so cool. And like, to me, the logistics of how they had to do that, especially back in 1976.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, the logistics, and also just seeing 224 back in 1976.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
It's night and day.
There's nothing there.
There is
or at least comparatively
of what we have now. So to do that feat now, I don't know if it could be done, but wow, what those that committee did to get the oldest building in Boardman, and those glass windows that were brought over from Connecticut on wagon.
Yep.
When you think about that, there wasn't roads.
How did they do that?
Stained glass windows made it, and they are still intact. The coolest thing, as for St. James, to me, in my opinion, is when you go down to the basement and you look up and you can see the timbers. It is so cool. I'll have to show you that one these days. So, but we have weddings there.
Mhm.
We have different groups are meeting there. So the Boardman historical group has been meeting there. So it really does house itself to many different opportunities.
That's awesome. So, Karen, before we go,
Mhm.
if someone wants to get in touch with you, like you said, maybe someone wants to make a donation or someone wants to book a party or someone wants to just check on events, how
Yeah.
can they get a hold of you, Boardman Park, whatever it might be?
All right. My email is very difficult. Karen, like the meme, Karen at boardmanpark.com.
Easy enough.
I'm a friendly Karen.
You know what?
Karen.
Karens have gotten a bad rap over, and I've taught with a couple of them,
Yes.
as you know.
Oh, yes.
And I feel like Karen's got a bad name,
It's
you know,
okay.
but like
I embrace it.
you're putting the good back in.
It's okay.
You know,
I'll
so.
use it as a verb every once in a while. It's fine. But Karen at boardmanpark.com.
Okay.
You can call the park office. Yeah, we are looking, for you know what? I didn't even touch on that. We do have senior citizen activities as well. So literally from birth with Baby Bargain Boutique all the way to senior living well days and lunch and learns. We have opportunities for just about anyone at Boardman Park.
Very, very community oriented place, literally right in the center of the hub of Boardman, which is kind of Youngstown's like shopping central area. So stop into Boardman Park. Exactly. Yes. So Karen, I want to thank you for coming down.
Thank you. This
appreciate
was so much
you.
fun.
And as you guys know, we record at Youngstown Studio. Joe Danier and BJ are going to be doing a future behind the scenes episode at Boardman Park with Karen and some of her employees. So make sure you look for that on our platforms, all of our social media stuff. And I'm sure Boardman Park will share that out as well. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate you guys watching. By the way, you're a former Phantoms host family.
Yes.
Good luck to the Phantoms tomorrow night. They're
Phantoms.
looking to win that championship. So everyone, enjoy your weekend, and we will see you next week.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. If you like our programming, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow our Facebook page, or subscribe to your favorite podcast platform like iTunes or Spotify. This is original Youngstown content.